Marit saw the scene in front of her, and the building opposite suddenly collapsed. It's pouring toward the hotel where Marit is. Marit hurriedly called her sister Julia to run, and Marit pulled Bella to run back. At this time, the building had toppled over, and the three people hid in the corner, waiting for death. The hotel was smashed a gap. The restaurant on the top floor lost its support and began to tilt. The things in the restaurant slipped and fell in an instant. Marit and Julia grabbed the railing, and Bella slid right down before she could react. Marit tried to reach out to pull, but it was too late. Marit and Julia grabbed the railing, but the danger continues. Julia was blocked by the pillar and Marit slid down. Marit grabbed hold of the stationary chair, but at this moment, the flower bed also quickly slid down, crashing towards Julia. Julia ducked away immediately. Julia was about to be hit by the piano. In a critical moment, Marit grabs Julia's hand. The piano broke through the glass and fell. Meanwhile, Marit and Julia's parents are trapped in a hotel elevator. They open the vents and climbed onto the elevator. Chris grabs the rope and swings through. Chris managed to grab the elevator door and slip in. Chris throws the rope to his wife, but at this time the elevator suddenly fell, but fortunately it stopped again. The wife struggled to climb up. When the wife was about to grab Chris' hand, suddenly, Chris is very sad. Chris sorted out his emotions and came to the top floor. Chris heard his daughter's cries for help. Chris followed the voice to find the two daughters. Chris led Marit and Julia up the slope. But at this time aftershocks occurred, and the roof had begun to break. The violent shock caused Julia's hand to come off the railing. Chris rushed forward and pushed Julia up with all his might. Luckily there was a glass window blocking Julia, but the glass was hit violently, and cracks appeared soon. The roof is already crumbling, and the glass is still breaking. Chris was blocked by the elevator entrance and his life was not in danger. Chris sees Julia lying on the glass. Chris stood up, pressed against the wall, and walked step by step along the window frame.
Julia!
Marit is also ready to come down to rescue at this time. Just as Chris was approaching Julia, a chair suddenly slid down from it. Seeing this, Chris rushed over. Chris was going to throw Julia over and get Marit ready to catch. Julia didn't dare let go, and Chris couldn't hold it anymore. At the critical moment, Julia let go of her hand. Marit rescued Julia, and Chris was relieved. Finally, the three climbed up the slope and successfully avoided the danger.